in the context of our college, of Grove City College, Limble is serving students well. That is our ultimate goal, and Limble has allowed us to do that well. My name is John DiBenedetto, and I am the solutions developer at Grove City College. So Grove City College was founded in 1866, and so it's a very unique campus, a lot of tradition. When you look at some of the halls and the tile work on the floors and things like that, there's just a lot of uniqueness to it. Before Limble, I didn't have anything, so we used SchoolDude previously, and there just wasn't a lot in there that we could use, so I'm rooting around. The reports were running on Flash, which is non-existent, and so I couldn't pull any reports out. So if anybody asked me any information, I didn't have any answers for them. And we had 1,000 work orders open and live, and we couldn't close them out. I mean, it was chaos. It's 2022, like there's gotta be a better way to do this than using a system that looks like it's Windows 95. And I figured it was out there, I just didn't know what it was. I think my big desire was to find something that was very easy for customers to use and submit work orders for. And so we found that Limble was definitely the best of what we saw. And so we kind of planned on a year implementation process. We thought it was going to take a lot of time, switching everything out of our old system into our new. And Limble was like, hey, you'll probably be able to go live in like a month or two. And we were like, ha, it's going to take us a year. And lo and behold, 2 months later, January, we've gone live with the system, and we did not expect that to happen. And it was fantastic. The goal with Limble was that to do data-driven decisions. And so part of that is looking at this and saying, is it possible to make that any lower so that we're not so crushed in these months in the summer? And so we've been thinking through some strategies that can kind of help with that or help with that. The conversation that mainly I pushed for was, this is the backbone of our maintenance department. And so really, if we're gonna spend money, we should spend it here. In fact, if we can be so efficient with our software, that may save salaries where we don't have to have workers, because we're so efficient in getting the job done, we don't need another person. The chapel is one of our more like signature buildings. I think we can probably get inside. So we started with all the electronic doors on campus. So we tend to have issues with the magnets on them, and we thought, oh, you know, campus safety tries to describe, hey, there's this door, it's on the one side of the building, and we can't always remember where it is and how. And so we started with QR codes above all of the doors on the magnets so that campus safety could scan them and send them through work orders immediately to us. So when the mapping feature went live, that was one of those features where I was like, I don't know how we're actually going to implement this or if it would be that helpful. And then I was realizing we have a new plumber and he has no idea where to go, and it would be really helpful if he could get there. And so I realized that we could drop a pin for each of the rooms. So right there, I can see that it's on this side of the dorm, and it may be helpful for you guys before you park over here and you're wandering through the whole building looking for it, that you realize you can pull your truck up right here, and this is going to be the quickest access. So all the dorm rooms, I literally pulled out the schematics and I documented where they were, and I went into every individual room and dropped a pin on that location according to the schematics, the floor plans. What I think I see as a change in this amount of time has been the tension. There's a lot more just flexibility, ability for the guys to work together. I actually think there's a lot more trust between us and the workers. And so the maintenance guys are able to do their job and not feel like we're always hounding them. Where you're at with this, have you got it done? Because we can check Limble and see that. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Jack, you've done a great job because you have so many work orders where you have to wait on parts. And I know that with everything going on right now, it might be 6 months until you get that part. And so you've done a fantastic job considering how many crazy work orders you have going on. I think that the trust factor is maybe, it's tough to put a price on that, but it does show in the camaraderie the guys have, the ability for them to get the job done in a timely fashion. So this quad is very crazy during graduation. We have chairs all the way up and the students come out of Rockwell. Thinking back before we implemented Limble, we did not allow students to do work orders, submit them directly. And so a student has to tell an RA. The RA has to tell the RD. The RD has to submit the work order. The work order comes in and it's unassigned and it has to be assigned by the manager to the electrician. So if a student has a burned out light bulb or something, that's a lot of steps where it could fail in the process. Now with Limble, we have QR codes set up in all the student rooms.
It's really great because I'll get a response for an email that they got the work order, and then if they have any follow-up questions, or like once it's done, then I know it's done, and I can tell my residents, the door can stop buzzing now, so like don't worry about that because we got it fixed and everything.
Previously, you had to, have students go to an RA and go to the RD and kind of go through all these hoops that you had to jump through.
Limble has made my life a lot easier. It's made my residents' lives easier. I can just point them to that website to fill out work orders if they have specific ones for their rooms. But otherwise, like for general building ones, I can submit that super easy.
Basic needs and sense of belonging and safety, these are the things that need to be happening for learning to occur. And so operations, it's really important for us to have that safety. We always say you need to be warm, dry, and safe. If those three things are compromised, we need to get on that immediately. Limble gives us the ability to high priority work orders that fit those needs. And when they feel at home in the residence halls, that can go a really long way in their education. When I have a problem, I can easily fix it. When I can smooth out tensions in our roles and in our lives on campus using Limble. If the president of the college says, "Where are we at with this?" we can pull up Limble and give up-to-date info that says, "Well, they worked on this on Friday and they did this," and then we can always give an up-to-date account of how we're doing with something. And so how it helps me, it kind of provides a stable foundation for me to stand on. And so for me, if I don't feel comfortable or don't have the information I need, I can get real nervous or not make good decisions. And so what Limble does is it just organizes my life in a way that really helps me do my job well. Having a supervisor who was willing to say, "Hey, I believe in you, I believe in Limble, let's do this," was so helpful. And then to be able to have Limble where your imagination can just run wild with ideas and they can follow through for you. It's like, man, having that software has completely changed how I operate. I mean, it is the backbone of my job and how I do everything I do.